these two. Alright, so Gary's Mod, Dell Venue 8 Pro. 800 by 600. Everything as low as I can get it. As you can see, not doing great here. A lot of props on the outside. Obviously when I get rid of those props, everything works pretty well. So to move around, I don't actually have a keyboard that I can plug directly into this right now, so I'm using Mouse Without Borders to use my keyboard on my desktop. So there's a lot of input lag and it doesn't always want to listen to me. I'm gonna die. Stop moving. So, not looking too good on this map. Let's try flat grass, I guess. So, I don't have any other games installed in here. You cannot install Steam games to the SD card, from what I found. Steam does not... SD cards are considered removable media in this system, even though they're actually kind of like adding a second hard drive. Even though Steam does allow you to install to a second hard drive, it does not allow you to install to a second removable drive, because they don't want you to share games or something. I don't really know, but let's still download the stuff in the background. I have to uninstall this. It's going to take up all my memory. If you really want to install games on here, or larger programs, I would go for the 64 gig Venue Pro, or Venue 8 Pro, just to make it easier on yourself. The SSD that's built into these is going to be a lot faster than any SD card you can put in here. So these frames are better, obviously, simply by the fact that we're has nothing around it, but yeah, this is the 3740D Atom. Any of the D variants mean single channel memory. From what I can tell, it's the only major difference. They have faster memory. They run 1333 DDR3L, but the non-D variants, like the one that's in the Venue 11 Pro, is dual channel capable, so you get much better memory bandwidth to the CPU and the GPU. And with 4 cores in here, trying to use memory bandwidth, I just don't see this doing too hot in a lot of games. But here's Gary's Mod. I'll try some other ones as well. So I wouldn't really consider this playable at this point, unless you really dump down the settings down to 640 by 480. But if that's playable to you, then I guess it's playable. So I have another clip of video here I'll put on the end of this, where I have it at native resolution with everything as low as I can get on GM Flatgrass, and it's doing 20 to 30 frames per second. As you can see here, I'm doing like 35, 40. I can't get the keyboard to work long enough for me to spawn. Here we go. So yeah, dropped right down into the 20s there. It's just, I don't know, I think it's probably a little bit of the graphic driver and probably this GPU. I mean, this is based off of the HD graphics that you find in Ivy Bridge processors that are not HD 4000 based. So those have 16 unified shaders. The regular just HD graphics and Ivy Bridge Pentiums and Celerons have 6, and then this has 4, so they took away 2 more, but this one in particular can actually clock up to about 688, so just under 700 megahertz. And I did go into the BIOS and enable graphics boost, something you can do in the performance in there. I really don't know what it does. I didn't really test before and after. I'll probably go ahead and do that in the next couple days with some benchmarks. But at this point, I don't really see this being very playable. I'll try the new driver that's out on Dell's website, but that was more to solve some issues with mirrorcast capabilities, I believe, than to really kind of solidify its gaming prowess. So I know this could probably play some older games than this even. Gary's Mods had a lot of updates to make it actually a relatively new game. I'll probably try like Half-Life 2. I mean, in benchmark wise, this thing is about on par with a pretty high-end card from like 2004, 2005. So, you know, I'll see what I can run on it. But unfortunately, back then, those games were also pretty well single-core limited. And this is a quad-core, meaning to get the higher scores it gets in benchmarks, it relies on 4 cores doing the work versus just having 1. And one of these cores would be comparable to like a Pentium 4-ish. So they're really not that powerful. But at this point from my early testing here, I wouldn't consider this to be very playable. So the next clip's going to be at native resolution. It's still kind of the same. I don't know if maybe there's something else I can kind of get to run here. I might try. I'm just going to try some other games, I guess. So this is just one. So at native resolution, it looks pretty terrible. Could also be because I have that whole thing going. I can't spell anything. Keyboard input's not staying there long enough. Zombies, why not? I guess I just lost my keyboard there. There it goes. Extremely delayed. Will I ever stop moving? And voila. We've killed it. Forward. It works. You're going to want to lower the settings a lot lower than I have it. Maybe I'll configure that here. I don't have a keyboard, sorry. When I get a better keyboard, I'll start testing more games at this point. But until then, I'm either waiting on my USB adapter to get here, or I'm waiting on a keyboard to get here at this point. So, whichever happens first.